All right. So I just reviewed my last van life video, and I want to clear up any misconceptions that I might have. If I might have come across, in a certain way or whatever. So I want to, and that's what happens whenever I do videos. I always end up like, well, maybe that could be misunderstood, so then let me do another video, and then I can post in fucking 7 videos a week or something, or more, 12 videos a week. But so anyways, like the phobo or the fake, no matter, it's more complex than what I'm saying, and so I'm like trying to cover all this ground in 20 minutes, and then when doing videos, you always have to shorten them because everybody's attention span is like Twitter, the Twitter attention span, where everything has to be just summed up in a tweet. And if it's a paragraph, you're like, oh, I'm not reading that. I prefer tweets, or whatever. So the attention span of people is like really short. They just want tweets. Just summarize it in so many letters. You only have this amount of letters to summarize. Crazy. So going more into Nomad, the Nomad thing. So, like I'm talking about the person that has $300,000 in the bank and they're driving a fucking $50,000 van, and then they're doing van life videos. That's really dishonest. As much as a person might think, well, that's not dishonest. Everybody has their own personal life, and if somebody really has $300,000 in the bank, but then they're portraying themselves as though they're just surviving one day to the next, that's not really none of my business. Well, yes and no. Okay, well, let's put it this way. Let's put it another way. If that's your defense, or it's like you're going to rationalize the so-called nomader that has $300,000 in the bank and is driving around in a fucking $50,000 van and proclaiming themselves to be a nomad and shit. Well, that would be like let's say I'm 50. Let's say I'm 50, right? And I retired early because I'm lazy. And so I've got a decent pension, and then I get Social Security because I paid in. So I'm getting, say I'm getting $1,000 a month from my Social Security, or $1,200, and then let's say I'm getting another $2,000 a month from my pension. And then, but then, what I like to do, just because because I like to do this, I like to go and like kind of appear as though I'm homeless and go out on the street and fly a sign, and it says, I need money for food. But really, do I really need money for food? Because I get $1,200 a month for my Social Security, and I get $2,000 a month for my pension. But I live decent enough. I'm getting $3,200 a month. That's okay. It's not luxury. I'm not like living the Vida Loca or anything, but I'd sure like to have a little bit of extra money in my pocket. So, since nobody really would be able to tell, I'll just go out on the street and de-shovel myself enough and just fly a sign. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm retired, and it gets boring sometimes because there's not really anything on the internet, There's not really anything to watch on TV. It's kind of boring. So maybe to spice it up, I'll just go pretend I'm homeless and fly a sign and say, I need food. Please help me. I'm in crisis. Help me. When really, I'm not really in crisis, but nobody really knows. So I'll just go, do that. And it's kind of cool because people feel sorry for me. And so I get attention. Somebody might give me a McDonald's bag of hamburgers and, it's not really, it's not really taking away from my life to go out and do that because, I can just come back home when I'm done and I've got a refrigerator full of food, but I'm telling them I need money for food, But it's okay because I have a right to privacy, so I have a right to just do these things, No, this is why people hate homeless. This is one of the reasons people hate homeless because they think they're out there faking it. You've heard the rumor where they're like, oh man, these guys are making $100,000 a year panhandling. So if I'm making $100,000 a year panhandling and I'm out there flying a sign saying I need help because I'm trying to get some food, well, I'm lying to everybody because really I'm making $100,000 a year doing it and I'm telling everybody I need some help. When really I just need to help myself to more of what you got because that's what I want to do. Well, that's what when we're talking about someone who's claiming they're a nomad that has $300,000 in the bank and they're driving a fucking fancy fucking $50,000 brand new fucking van and they're claiming they're a nomad, that's the exact same thing as me having a pension, bringing $5,000 in a month, but because I like to have extra money, I'm going to go and I'm bored. I'm retired, so I'm bored and I've got nothing to do. I'm just going to go, hang out and pretend I'm homeless. And there's a lot of, that's a phobo. That's another phobo. Trust fund baby, fucking rainbow hippie kids do this shit all the time because they're a trust fund baby, so they got all this, they don't really have any, they're not in any kind of crisis, but that's part of the fun of being a fake hobo is that they can appear to be in crisis, they get attention, and they can go fly a sign, and people will give them money, and it's all part of the whole Tom Sawyer adventure LARP, live action role play. I'm live action role playing that I'm in this Tom Sawyer adventure where I'm homeless, but really I'm just a trust fund baby cunt that can call my parents anytime I want and can get bailed out, and I have all this respite. So anytime I get tired of it, I can just go do something else. It's just something I want to do for fun. See, that's phobo, that's fake nomads. They're fake nomads, they're fake hobos. It's all this fake shit. And again, that's the whole problem. That's one of the big arguments that everyone online is always complaining about is all these fake people everywhere. You're fucking fake, fraudulent fucking grifters, fake fucking shills, all this fakery. It's all fake. So now here's another approach to it. Let's say I have $300,000 in the bank and I'm kind of semi-retired and I've got a fucking $50,000 van and I can afford to just go nomad as an experiment. Well, if I'm honest about that and I say, hey, I'm going to do this experiment and I'm going to do a channel and I'm going to just do an experiment of what it would be like to be so poor that I have to live in a van. And I'm going to document it and I'm going to show everybody this is what it would be like if I was homeless living in a van. This is what now that's respectable, that's honest. That person is being real, they're not fake. They're not a fake nomad, they're not a fake hobo. They're just saying, look, I want to try to understand what it's like to be a nomad. Because I see there's all these people that are living in their van, and I want to try and see how long can I last living in a van, There was a show called 30 Days, and it was put out by that Spurlock guy, that guy that ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days or something, or however long he did it. It was an experiment. But see, he was honest from the very beginning. He said, I'm going to eat McDonald's every day to show people this is what it would be like if you ate McDonald's every day. He didn't say, the movie wasn't, I have to eat McDonald's every day because I'm poor and this is all I can eat. And so here's a documentary of me eating McDonald's because that's really the only thing I have available to me. He didn't do that. He said, dude, I can fucking eat whatever I want. I'm semi-rich. I'm actually a vegan. I just want to do this experiment to show people what it would be like if somebody just ate fucking McDonald's every day. And that same guy, that Spurlock guy, I have fucking nose hair. I need to trim my nose hair. That Spurlock guy did a show called 30 Days where he started doing other experiments where he put himself in other types of situations for 30 days. One of the shows, he wanted to see what it's like to live in jail for 30 days, to be jailed for 30 days. And so he put himself in jail and documented it to show other people this is what it's like to have to live in jail for 30 days. I mean, Spurlock, by this time, this motherfucker's, he's like on the verge of super wealth. But he's not trying to hide it. He's like saying, dude, this is me, Spurlock. Hi, I'm doing this thing. I want to, and he did one where he tried to live on minimum wage for a month. So him and his wife locked up their fucking accounts full of money and did an experiment to try to see what is it like to live on minimum wage, because there's all these people in this country that live on minimum wage. So I want to do a documentary showing people this is what it would be like if I were to live on minimum wage for a month. That's different than pretending I'm minimum wage and telling people that I'm minimum wage when really I'm fucking have $300,000 in the bank, padding my expenses. And I'm lying to everybody, telling everybody, oh man, I'm just this minimum wage worker, and this is what it's like to be minimum wage. For all you guys that don't know what it's like to live on minimum wage, I'm showing you. When they're lying, they're a trust fund baby cunt that has all this money, and they're just lying to you. Well, that's what the majority of all these nomad channels are. They're all liars. It's all a facade. It's all fake. And they're fucking grifting, lying, fucking sellout shills. Their whole persona is a fucking commercial. That's it. And when you do a commercial, you're off the artistic roll call forever. Everything you say is now suspect. You're just another fucking corporate fucking shill at the capitalist gangbang. Everything you say is suspect. And every word that comes out of your mouth is now like a turd falling into my drink. Okay? Like, that is the difference. That is the difference. And Bill Hicks pointed this out. Frank Zappa devoted his entire life to pointing this out. And there are all kinds of people going back hundreds and even thousands of years who have been pointing this out. And so that to illustrate to people, this is discernment. This is healthy, balanced discernment. There are people that are straight up just fucking liars and fakes, and there are people that are real. If a person wants to do a real representation of being a nomad, and they're not a fucking nomad, they have $300,000 in the bank and they drive a $50,000 vehicle, the honest, real approach is to say, hey, I want to do this and as an experiment and I'm going to document myself living as a nomad to see what it's like. And then viewers can watch me experience this. And I'm going to be honest about everything and all that. Or I'm going to do an experiment and try to live on minimum wage and see what it's like, because you have all these people in this country that are actually really living on minimum wage. So let's do an experiment and see what would that be like. Let's do an experiment and see what it would be like to be a nomad. Let's do an experiment and see what it would be like to be homeless, a homeless displaced citizen, rather than somebody lying, oh, I'm homeless, please help me. And again, that is the biggest thing why people fucking are so fucking like foaming at the mouth, hate homeless people, because they think that homeless people are faking it. And one of the big reasons they think that there's all these homeless people faking it is because there are a lot of fucking phobos that are just trust fund baby cunts and boomers that are bringing in their pensions and their fucking social security and going and flying signs pretending to be homeless. I don't know if you know this, but boomers is the last generation to be getting pensions and being able to bring in all this social security money. Every generation after is not going to be receiving that. And these boomers are the ones that, a lot of them these are the ones that are doing these nomad channels where, look at me, I'm a nomad, like Bob Wells. He's not a fucking nomad. He's got a pension, social security. Anybody who gets that kind of money could easily live in a van comfortably and enjoy it and go and see the Grand Canyon, and it would be a great retirement. I would fucking, if I had even $1,000 a month coming in, bro, I would be fucking, my life would be, much of my life would be an adventure. I would not even be in this trailer. I would be in my van traveling and living out of my van. I would be traveling to, yes, the Grand Canyon or here or there and doing videos and showing, look at this fucking beautiful place I'm at. Like, this is fucking awesome. Yeah, that would be fairly awesome to me. If I had $1,000 or $1,200 a month coming in, dude, no problem. I'd be showing everybody, this is how you live. This is how you can easily, comfortably live on $1,200 a month. It's easily doable. Anybody can do it. Let me show you how. This is wonderful. You'll love this. Here's an option for you. But that's not reality. And again, boomers is the last generation to be getting pensions in these chunky fucking social security fucking things. That is not happening for anybody else. So if you're an X generation or a millennial or a Zoomer, you're not getting no pension and if you're getting social security, you're basically fucked. If you're planning on, living on social security and you're a Gen Xer or a millennial or a Zoomer, you best have already been preparing for a life of homelessness, because it can be done, and it can be done comfortably, somewhat comfortably and reasonably, but you have to prepare for it. You have to honestly prepare for it and access real information on it, not just like, and nobody is putting out real information on how to be homeless, preparing for a life of homelessness, and what to do if the economy were to crash right now because we would all be homeless tomorrow. What do we do? Nobody's talking about that. They're telling you to invest in gold and buy their gold. Richie from Boston is selling his fucking, 6-month supply of powdered fucking milk and shit, and they've already all bought their survival vehicles, their fucking $100,000 survivor vehicles, because they're a bunch of shill grifting sellout cunts. And they aren't even telling you anything. But all they're doing is feeding you more shit to keep their channels bringing in more money so they can have a better survival vehicle and etc. on and on and on. And they're pretending to you that they're a nomad. They are not a fucking nomad. They're a lying, shilly, lying fucking piece of shit. They're no different than mainstream media. Okay? So again, like, I have more respect for somebody if they're just like, you know what, I just want to do this nomad thing and experience it and then document it. Like, this is what it's like. But be honest, again, if you want the homeless person to not be lying to you when really they're bringing in fucking $150,000 a year and they're lying to you, and on their sign they're telling you that they need food, they're starving and need food because they're in crisis. If you don't want them lying, well then why is it okay for these YouTubers to lie and pretend like they're nomads when they're not nomads? When the camera's off, they're calling their bank, having their bank fucking Western Union them $5,000 because They want to they want to wear a cool jacket for their upcoming YouTube video. They want to look sexy because the girls are really into that, or where like that's not nomad life, dude. That's not nomad life. I want $5,000 wired to me because I really feel like having a $50 dinner tonight. I want some lobster. I haven't had lobster in a few days, so I'm gonna wire $5,000 to me, and I'm not gonna show it on camera or show that I'm eating this delicious lobster dinner. But when I'm on camera, I'm showing how I'm just surviving as a nomad. That's just such bullshit.